I am not satisfied that you will leave Canada at the end of your stay as required by paragraph R2161B of IRPR. I am refusing your application because you have not established that you will leave Canada based on the following factors. Your asset and financial situations are insufficient to support the stated purpose of travel for yourself and any accompanying family members if applicable. Welcome to Drift. On today's video, I'll be telling you how to reapply for your study permit if you have been rejected. Those words that I just mentioned initially are what you see on your visa refusal letter. Visa refusal is not total denial. As a matter of fact, I encourage people to reapply for their study permit if they've been rejected after their first attempt, because the rejection letter will tell you the reasons why you were rejected, so you can now streamline or address those issues on your reapplication. In today's video, I will tell you how to reapply. We are going to be using a case study of one of my subscribers. You know what happened to her? She got a scholarship of 25,000 Canadian dollars from the University of Winnipeg, and her entire school fees for masters was 34,000 Canadian dollars. Aside the 25,000 Canadian dollars that was given to her as scholarship, she also paid 5,000 Canadian dollars, making it 30,000 Canadian dollars. Yet she was rejected. She also, to shock you, she also presented a statement by her uncle to cover up for the remaining cost of living, and the visa was denied. When she reached out to me, I told her not to worry. I was happy because I knew the solution from the word go. So you're welcome to Drift once again. Please like, subscribe, share this video if you want somebody to watch it. Hit the notification button so that you can get updates from us as we post it, and also comment. You can ask your questions in the comment button. I will respond to you. So on today's video, what I'll do is that I'll be going through the letter. I'll be slow and steady. I'll tell you how we are going to how we addressed that issue and how the visa was accepted and approved. So I'll post, look at your screen now, you see screenshots of our visa rejection letter and also the acceptance letter, and you also see screenshots of my conversations with her as just an evidence. For the sake of anonymity, I'm not going to show her pictures or any other thing about her, but I'll be going through the letter so that you will see how we reapplied and got accepted in just less than 3 weeks. Now see, in her rejection letter, she was rejected based on, in the refusal letter, she was rejected based on financial issues, and this was what was written. They said your assets and financial situations are insufficient to support the stated purpose of travel for yourself and any accompanying family members if applicable. They also said, I am not satisfied that you have sufficient available financial resources without working in Canada to maintain yourself and any family member who are accompanying you during your proposed period of study. The other one is, they said, I am not satisfied that you have sufficient available financial resources without working in Canada to cover for the costs of transporting yourself and any other family member who is accompanying you to Canada. Now, if you were rejected based on financial reasons, it may not have been written in this manner. This video is going to address that issue, and I trust that your visa will be accepted or approved again. So let's go to the video while I read how we started. So when you want to reapply, when you're writing your letter, you know, the letter of explanation, please let me be quick to point that letter of explanation is the holy grail, is the most important aspect of your entire application. As a matter of fact, that's what the visa officer reads and have an idea of who you are, what you have done, the reason why you should be accepted. And if you have been denied, you have to state it very clearly in this letter of explanation. It doesn't matter how good your documents are. If your letter is bad, it is bad. And then you can connect with me on the description button. Send me a mail if you want me to professionally write this letter of explanation later. Now, the visa officer Canadian High Commission, dear sir, madam, request to reconsider my visa application for Masters in Applied whatever, write yours, course, computer science, sociology, whatever, at the University of ABC. So you put the university there. Then you said, my name is ABC. I feel grateful to receive another chance to present my overall personality before you for your considerate evaluation. I'm writing this application following the refusal letter. So you have to hit the point on the head. Make sure you start telling them. So follow this pattern and you get, if you cannot write it, let me know. Just connect it to me and I will help you out. I am writing this application following the refusal letter that I got against my previous application. You can now open a bracket and put your UCI. Your UCI is Unique Client Identifier. Write the number and write your application number. Your UCI and application number will be written at the top of your visa refusal letter. The University of Dash has accepted me into their 2-year postgraduate master's program in applied geology, sociology, whatever, mention your course. However, the visa authorities did not find my candidature worthy enough to grant me a study visa for Canada. Hence, my application was refused on a couple of grounds. In the following, I have taken this opportunity to provide justification for the refusal grounds mentioned in the refusal letter and hope that this time my visa application will be approved and I will get my study visa for Canada. So you now go, this is the first paragraph. The next paragraph will be to mention the refusal grounds. The refusal grounds. So you now said, okay, for her, this was what was written. Your assets and financial situation are insufficient to support the stated purpose of travel for yourself and any accompanying family members if applicable. So list all the refusal. If it's for financial reasons, list it and address it. So for this case, it was based on financial reasons. So the next thing they wrote was, I am not satisfied that you have sufficient available financial resources without working in Canada to maintain yourself and any family members who are accompanying you during your proposed period of study. They also wrote, I am not satisfied that you have sufficient available financial resources without working in Canada to pay the cost of transporting yourself and any family members who are accompanying you to and from Canada. So there is one thing that was common, or that is common of all the refusal grounds that was mentioned here, and that is financial. So they might just say finances to transport yourself, finances to maintain yourself, available financial resources. But once you just see financial resources, this is how to address it. So if your case is different, for instance, you have financial, and then they also said that you have not shown sufficient home ties, or they said you have not shown that you have not given reasonable reasons, whatever reasons, address each of these reasons on different paragraphs. Today I'll be dealing on the financial reasons. The next video I'll talk about home ties, how to address home ties, and the rest. Okay. Or they can also say you have not shown that you have significant work opportunities in your home country, and the rest. So I'll tell you, I would address it. So let's go back into the letter. Now, after writing the reasons why you've been refused, this was what we wrote. Upon careful consideration of the refusal letter, I have taken immediate steps to rectify the situation by securing additional funds to meet the required financial criteria. To this end, I wish to bring to your attention the following key developments. Number one, liquidation of investment accounts. I have liquidated 10 million naira from my investment account with dash bank. Regrettably, I was previously unaware that these funds could be utilized for visa application purposes. I have rectified this oversight by liquidating the investment amount to my dash bank to my Access Bank, whatever bank, put the account number, making the funds available for my travel. So the first thing this person did, I advised the person, was get a liquidation, get a financial institution to deposit money into your bank. There's how we can do it professionally. If you want me to help you out with that, in case you have been rejected, you can connect with me, send me an email, and then I'll professionally guide you. The next thing is, we wrote, and I said, gift deed from father. My father has graciously transferred -5 million naira to me as a gift of deed. This contribution significantly enhances my financial standing and is intended to be utilized to support the stated purpose of travel. I understand the importance of providing a comprehensive and accurate representation of my financial capacity to support the purpose of my travel. Now, to support these recent developments, I've attached the relevant documentation, including bank statements reflecting the gift transfer from my father and the liquidation of funds from my investment account. Next paragraph. I sincerely apologize for any confusion or oversight that may have contributed to the initial refusal. I appreciate your understanding and consideration in reassessing my application. In light of these new financial developments, I'm committed to complying to any additional requirements or providing further documentation should it be necessary. You can see that there's an emotional appeal to this application. So don't just write it as if you are claiming right. Sometimes you can give an emotional appeal. So the next heading is proof of finance. As part of my application, I am required to demonstrate that I have sufficient financial resources to cover my tuition fees, living expenses, and other associated costs during my stay in Canada. I am writing to provide a detailed account of my proof of funds and sponsorship for my proposed study plan in Canada. It is a prerequisite of my application to demonstrate that I have sufficient financial resources to cover my tuition fees, living expenses, and other associated costs during my stay in Canada. Below, I have outlined the sources of funds available to me. Number 1, tuition deposit and funding commitments. I've paid a tuition deposit of 5,000 Canadian dollars. Please see attached deposit receipt, confirming my commitment to enroll in the program at the University of ABBC. Additionally, I have received a funding commitment of 20,000 Canadian dollars for my first year from my prospective supervisors. This funding is a testament to my academic potential and dedication to my studies. 2, I am honored to have been awarded a scholarship of 5,000, so 20 plus 5,000, that's 25,000 Canadian dollars, from the President of Global Leaders. Please see attached the award later. This scholarship recognizes my leadership achievements and contributions, further alleviating the financial burden of my education. Number 3, gift deeds from my father. Her father gifted her and she wrote about it. So she wrote her father's name, the recipient, which is her name, the amount, and the date of the transfer. Number 4, personal savings. So I maintain a salary bank account with a balance of ... This balance will continue to increase monthly while I'm still working. So talk about your salary, or if you have personal savings, you can talk about that. Then in this case, she has pension benefits. So you say, I'm eligible to access 25% of my pension balance after 4 months of unemployment. So talk about if you have any other investments that you have, you can talk about that. So she talked about her pension. So a table is now drawn to show all these funds: tuition deposit, scholarship fund, my Naira balance in a Naira account, the tuition fees for 2 years, balance after tuition deduction, and available funds. Draw a table, put fees and put amount, and make sure it is shown there. Then you draw another table to put my expenses breakdown, fees and amount, tuition for 2 years, accommodation and transport, flight fee, total fund available. And when you do that, you have sufficiently addressed issues about your finances. The next thing is to go and talk about your educational background, which you must have talked about in your previous letter that you wrote. I'm talking about people who are reapplying for visa. And if you are writing for the first time, you can also do this. So talk about your educational background, talk about your professional background. What is your professional background? Don't see, now you should know this, that every application will be assessed based on its own merit. Don't say something in your previous letter and you're changing it in this new letter. You're only addressing, so start addressing your refusal grounds first before you now start talking about other things. If you were denied or refused visa based on home ties, you don't now start talking about professional background before addressing the refusal reasons. Address it first before you now start talking about other things. So when you do that, talk about your professional journey and talk about why you applied to the course. Then give reasons why you're applying to Canada, why Canada is your choice destination, why you are applying the university or the school. Then talk about your future plan. Let me just read a little about the future plan. Upon completion of my study, I'll return to my home country to execute the knowledge gained during my stay in Canada. Machine learning in Nigeria is an unearthed part of computing yet to be fully exploited, and Nigeria is experiencing a growing technology ecosystem, and I want to be part of it. Thus, upon completion, I intend to 1. Return and rebond with father and siblings, sharing all my experiences and my best memories. So your post-study plan is like your ties to home country. You must show that you have connection to your family. You must show that you have a future in your country, that you are coming to contribute to the development of your country, given the course that you are studying, that you want to go and study, your proposed course. Number 2, actively engage in technology innovation and entrepreneurship by launching technology startups, bringing my machine learning idea to address local and regional challenges. These ventures will not only create jobs, but also foster innovation and economic growth. 3, actively participate in advocacy of technology policy, working with relevant parties and governmental organizations to help create laws that support ethical technology use and digital inclusion. So you must state good reasons why your course you are going to return back to your country and how beneficial your course will be in the future. This is going to serve as a serious home tie. And the next subheading I'm going to talk about is your travel history. Then now talk about your ties to home country. The ties to home country has to do with what do you have to do? Do you have landed possessions? But most especially your family. So you can just talk. The next thing is, let's talk about the home ties. So let me read what I wrote here for the home ties. This person, one of the parents, is late, so we just talked about it. With my mother late, I'm currently viewed as the mother figure of my family, as the firstborn, where I hold strong ties with my father, who works as a this in that. So state where the father works. And I have 3 younger siblings, mention their names. One of them who is a student in this, others a serving corps member. Please, you see attached pictures. Then I got eagerly look forward to return after my studies, as my presence and support are vital for their emotional well-being and educational success. I'm also an active member of this church. I'm involved in church activities and programs. My participation in church community demonstrates my dedication to moral and religious principles that are cornerstone of my identity. I also take part in several organizations such as the Young African Leaders Initiative, that's the yearly network, where I get the chance to work with other young leaders on projects that support corporate and social change. My involvement with Afridol Charity Hub. So just mentioning the things that you involve in, and you can now talk about your assets. I own an asset in Nigeria, property located at this. And so once you mention that, I'm also a law-abiding citizen. Once you mention that, talk about your family relationship, the assets that you own, and then finally conclude by saying, thank you for considering my application. I look forward to the opportunity to contribute to the academic community and make the most of my educational journey in Canada. Thank you. List the documents that you have, and then that's all. You are good to go. I believe that your visa reapplication will be approved. In case you need professional services, don't hesitate to connect with me. I'll be ready, and I'm on hand to support you. Please click the notification button, subscribe, comment, and share this video if it has been helpful to you. Until I come your way next time. Thank you.